Today's episode is brought to you by our friends at Indochino. Fellas, don't wear just any suit on your big day. With dozens of high thread count fabrics, patterns, and colors to choose from, Indochino helps you design a suit perfectly tailored to your body and your personality. I love my Indochino suit. It's blue. It's got pinstripes. I got to pick out exactly how I want it to look. The liner on the inside. This thing is sharp and it fits like a glove. They've been dressing grooms and groomsmen since 2007. Indochino lets you design the suit, like I said, that you've always wanted, to fine-tune every detail. We're talking lapels, linings, monograms, pocket flaps, and more. And with suits starting at just $4.99 and fitted shirts at $89, it's bespoke without the premium price tag. Look, you can go into a showroom. That's what I did. I went in real quick, very professional. They measured me up. And then before you know it, a custom suit made just for me. I highly suggest it. When planning your wedding, get a suit as unique as you with Indochino. Go to Indochino.com, use code BALLERS to get 10% off any purchase of $399 or more. That's INDOCHINO.com, promo code BALLERS.
Spitwads on this episode of the show, this beautiful, wonderful, spectacular, almost difficult to look at because of its beauty, Spit Hit episode. We discuss menu reading superpowers, selfish monster parents, and, a lot more. I'm not going to spoil the whole show for you, but we tackle some of life's toughest questions. Enjoy every minute of today's Spit Hit.
What happens when three buffoons give life advice, explore unrealistic situations, and give random topics more thought than they probably deserve? It's the Spitballers Podcast with Andy, Mike, and Jason.
Welcome in, everybody.
What happened?
What happened?
Yes!
What
happened? Oh, baby. He's back. He's back.
What happened?
So as we started, I had one thought. It was very small.
It was about zippers?
As my thoughts usually are. We've got a space-themed draft.
Uh-huh.
So zip just, just like, I don't know.
Is
like,
that the sound of moving through space?
I believe it is. That
You
is my
zip?
understanding as you zip through space.
It was kind of muffled. It was soft. It
Yeah.
went too long.
Yeah, so I
Oh,
started
he's back,
there,
baby.
and then I didn't know where to go from there. I got lost in a wormhole.
Welcome in.
I can't wait for someone to just be like, "Bit that."
Oh, and just end it
It's
early.
It just stopped.
Zippity boop.
It'd be like, that was
That's
it.
all I got for you.
Well, that's one of the exciting things about the Spitballers podcast. You never know how it's going to start. I closed my eyes.
It was
I
sultry.
I bent the ear towards my co-host, Jason, and I absorbed and brought in all of that.
You're welcome.
Would you rather? That's a great question. And a best space movies draft on today's show. It's going to be a great one. You can find us on Twitter at SpitballersPod. SpitballersPod.com is the website.
I gave you a 3 out of 10. 3 out of 10. Everybody.
Yeah, well,
Not very good.
Give me a 4.
Instagram.com/SpitballersPod. Thank you for reviewing the
teacher's
show.
pet.
Thank you for, well, he's grading himself.
I know.
And he only gave himself a 4.
Yeah, I mean,
and he
still-
likes to cheat.
It's still a failing grade, but it's better than what you gave me.
We appreciate everybody supporting the show at jointhespit.com and everybody that's reviewed it on Apple Podcasts, subscribed over there, which they now call following. So you got to follow on Apple Podcasts. And those reviews, we read every single one of them that come through, and we really appreciate it when you tell your friends and family about the show. Honestly, and I'm sure Al can echo this, there is nothing cooler than when you find out a family has been posing would you rather questions from the show or doing the draft with us or playing along from home, because that is awesome.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get it going.
Would you rather?
I would. Kirby from Patreon.
Some more what?
The year. All right, here's the first question. The year is 3021.
Oh, my.
A little ways away. And random people are chosen for Coliseum-style entertainment. The game, it's hide and seek. The catch,
Of course.
the catch is the winner gets the best life ever, but the loser gets, well, they get axed.
So we've gone forward 1,000 years.
But we've gone backwards.
And we've gone backwards. In
We all know
entertainment.
that's
That's where
inevitable.
we're headed, yeah. We know.
So you're getting rewarded with a great life, or you're getting axed. Would you rather be the hider or the seeker in a Coliseum? Well, I mean,
Okay.
is that to be considered? Isn't the real question, like, would you be a better hider or a better seeker?
Well, you got to pick.
I mean, because
Yeah,
if
but-
you're in a Coliseum, I mean, your options seem limited on hiding.
I think
So I'd rather be the seeker in an open field.
no.
I would imagine
I
there's a
could
time
see
limit
you.
and there's obstacles and things that you can
Oh, okay.
think of like a
Oh.
really big laser quest
Okay.
maze.
To me, it was you're in the Coliseum, and the Coliseum is all in bounds.
Fair game.
Oh, like the whole concourse and all of the bathrooms.
It's not just the
and,
dirt field, because if it's just the lower dirt bowl, I will take the seeker, please, and I will win 100 out of 100.
The problem is if it's the entire Coliseum and there's a time limit,
Yeah.
I'm going to choose the hider in that situation.
Well, what if the time limit is like 1 week?
Oh.
You have to be able to hide from this person for an entire week in a
It's a long
huge,
time.
That's
a
a
very long
long time. You better pack a sandwich because you're gonna get hungry
I
hiding up
assume
in them air ducts.
You can't move, right? Once you choose your spot's your spot.
I don't know.
I think that's got to be a
No.
fair rule here. That
Because it's not Hunger Games. You're not being hunted. You're hiding.
Right.
Right, but in a regular game of hide and seek, you can move.
Yeah, but in this game you can't.
Wait, you can move in a regular game of hide and seek?
That's my understanding
in theory,
of the rules.
you could shift around a little bit.
I feel like that's Bush League, man. If I'm
You-
being honest about
you
hide
never
and seek.
did that?
He's
Oh, I
right.
did that.
No,
I
Jason's
absolutely
right.
did that. But I knew I was cheating because I was like, oh, they've already been in that room. They're not going to check there again. And when I watch them walk across the hallway, I sneak back into that room.
That's part
and
of
then
the
I
game.
win the game.
That's part of the game. The best in hide and seek was when you start the game very close to
Oh,
the
yeah.
seeker.
That's a
and
key.
then
Yeah, if you're listening and you're still hide and seeking a lot, that is a pro tip.
You
I
hide
have
behind
an-
the seeker, and then just follow
I
them.
have an official rule. The seeker must close their eyes and is often is required to face a wall away from the players. When the seeker counts, the players look for hiding places, and once they are positioned, they cannot move.
Okay.
What?
Yeah,
There you-
because
that makes sense.
If you're a good hider, you've found a spot they can't find. That's the point.
You're not. It's not called hide
Okay.
and move
Or
seek.
pretend you're their shadow.
It's called hide and seek. You just find a spot and hide.
All right, so let's kind of bring it back a little bit so we can answer the question. Would you rather, if you had a whole Coliseum? Yeah, I mean the week timeline is strange.
It's
but
too
if
far. That's too
if
far.
it was
One day.
one day,
One day and an entire. But the
but you're
whole
stuck in the
Coliseum?
spot you find.
Yes, the whole Coliseum.
This is where my
very
weight.
decrepit building.
This is where my weight becomes a problem because
I'm
I
going to be the
want.
seeker.
I want to be the hider, but I don't know that the air ducts can hold me.
There's no air ducts in the Coliseum.
This is 3021, man. I mean, there's. I'm
It's
sure
a
they-
Coliseum style. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sure they've got this thing air conditioned.
So you're just to be clear, you're not concerned about your physical size as much as you are the weight of something holding you.
Well, both are a problem. With the size, you'd go like, oh, I'm going to hide around that curtain. It's like, that curtain's got a big bump. that curtain is sticking way up from the wall.
The curtain's with child.
Yeah. But then there's also like, the size is an issue for, let's really focus on the air ducts here.
Okay.
Because
Why?
that's the
That's the first place Andy's going to look.
That's the primo hiding spot. And I get a little hot when so this
you
is like
climb into an
great
air
for
duct.
me because this cools me down. But now I've got a size shape issue, fitting a rectangle into a square type of problem.
Mike and I aren't just slipping into air ducts all the time. I mean, this is generally an area that's hard to get into.
Yeah, and then of
Unless
course
you're Bruce Willis.
Right, he made it look so easy.
He did, but also the first move as the seeker is I'm cranking the heat up.
Oh, smoking them out?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I think I want to be the hider though, because that's a lot of movement. If you're the seeker and you've got to just be, I mean, you're not just casually walking. You might die. You're running everywhere for a whole day.
You wouldn't want to be running.
Well, jogging like a hustle.
Hustle.
Yeah, and I would much rather just lay down somewhere.
My problem with being the seeker is I can't find anything,
Yeah, me
Like,
too.
you guys, if you told me I had to find you, the second that my goal is finding you,
We disappear.
you could just stand on the wall, and I would be looking everywhere.
Is there something?
And then I would shout, I give up. I can't find you. It's impossible.
30 seconds in. I quit. Take my life.
Is there
I quit.
something about the male brain that makes us like that?
Well, I know it must be for all three of us because I completely agree with
My
you.
wife ridicules me for my lack of common observance.
Scientifically speaking, I have heard this. I not a scientist, so I cannot confirm nor deny. But
But I've heard this rumor, scientifically speaking. Go on.
But I'm saying, like, it goes back to brain science of go way back when we are, cave people, and the roles of survival were the strong males would go hunt, and then you would hunter-gatherer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the female brain, as I understand it, is like that's why they can see color more. They can differentiate color much better than us. Just the natural selection of them
Because
being
they
able,
weren't hunters?
No, because their job of gathering, you had to go out and be able to see what and was not poisonous. Meanwhile,
We weren't gathering. We were just trying to find a gigantic buffalo running across a field.
So the male eye, I'm sorry, is more trained for movement.
Mm.
So
you need the ketchup bottle to move.
So we're
Yes.
Tyrannosaurus Rexes?
yes, and it's maybe just this is fulfilling the prophecy of me hearing that, but like my ability to quickly glance at the ground and see if there are ants anywhere in my vicinity moving around, I can knock that out in
No problem.
a split second. I identified immediately.
So
but
wait-
if something is not moving, it might as well just be invisible because I cannot see.
So wait for Jason to start getting a little squeamish, and he'll start moving. And then
I
you'll find
can
him.
sit still forever, guys.
Really?
I'm pretty good at laying down and doing
Sleep.
nothing.
He can sleep still.
Well, now that's actually the big issue. If I fall asleep, I am out. Like, just follow the snore, and I lose. That's going to be the hard.
Reverberating the hall.
Just
You-
wait for him
honestly,
not to fall asleep.
If you are the seeker, you just kick your feet back, read a book. You're like, you're not staying awake for 24 hours when you can't move. And you just wait, and then you're like, yep, I hear him. He's sleeping over in the
If
third row.
If you're the hider, the terror of being found is the worst thing that could happen here. Because if you're discovered, you're going to lose and die.
That's a
Yeah.
24-hour panic attack.
Now, the other one is like, okay, you don't find him, you don't find him, you don't find him. But being found is terror.
Yeah, that
At
is.
any moment, you could be found, which means you die.
I feel like I would be the seeker, and as soon as it starts, I'm going to be like, I'm going to check outside real quick. Let me
Stomp.
Let me see if they're outside, and then I'm out of here, and then I just run away.
Oh, I
Yeah.
thought you were trying to
No.
draw.
He's trying to abandon the game.
Yes, sir. I would like to not die.
And it's 30-21, so he gets shot by
There's
lasers.
There's no way they would catch you.
Yeah.
Jess from Twitter, would you rather have the ability to, at will, switch your eyes to a clear 10 times optical zoom
Oh, okay.
or third-person bird's eye view?
Ooh.
Both would be very cool.
Oh.
One is so much better.
One seems more practical.
Yeah, the 10 times zoom is awesome. I mean, what is this, a low-light restaurant menu? No problem.
I can
Boom,
see
bam.
the ink on the printing.
That's right. I can read this menu.
That's the first place.
That's the first thing that came
Right
to
to a
mind.
restaurant.
The first thing was your thought of your decrepit eyes
Yes.
that you can't read a menu.
Well, if the light is low, Mike, it's really hard. I don't want to bring
Enhance.
my phone out and like have the flashlight on, look like that guy. I just want to blink once and be like, look at these giant words in my brain.
Jason is famous for one specific thing. I've worked with him for 20 years, it feels like. It's got to be close to that
It's
for
actually
real.
close to that,
Yeah.
right?
It's probably been 20 years.
Almost. Goodness gracious.
And we're talking about going back to web design. I used to work for him.
I hired him when he was like 14.
Yeah, he
Slave
paid-
labor.
And he paid me like I was 12. But from the very beginning,
Here's your nickel.
is everything I designed on the web, Jason wants 5 font sizes bigger.
That's right.
So he's been hitting the command plus on his computer as if he had 10 times optical zoom for the longest amount of time.
He's gonna-
Oh no.
This is how This is how my laptop just is. My laptop is just always zoomed in.
And for those of you at home,
you go to YouTube. Why don't you guys turn yours around? Show the comparison
That's
here.
grandpa mode.
This is just. Oh well, you're gonna have to.
You got to take your screen protector off because you got to
Boom.
protect from.
So that's one way. That's called the stupid way. If you're on YouTube, you can see the stupid way. Or
to be clear, Jason is the guy with that phone made for 80-year-olds with the numbers the size of your hand.
I just like,
and it's always come down.
Just admit you can't see.
I can't see very well.
Get
guys.
better glass. Get some. Look.
Mike. Imagine my position, designing for the common man, and here's my boss constantly telling me it's not big enough.
I am the common man.
You believe that you're the only man that exists.
Well, I'm the. You know, I think you build for the lowest common denominator, and that's me.
Do you or do you not yet have bifocals?
I have progressives.
Do you really?
I do. This
You
is
have
the first,
not been
hold
public
on.
about
No, this is the first time. This is like happened 2 months ago.
I don't speak grandfather.
Right.
So
what is it?
Explain that to me and the listener at home.
So
oh my gosh, we're old.
I don't know that this is 100% exactly right, and it's me. It's mine. I think what it is that the lens, my glasses, that if I look like lower, that it gets a little stronger up close. So like if I'm reading,
like a bifocal,
kind of like a bifocal, but
But
instead of having one like little section, it's much more new age. It's like
It's
just-
progressive instead of a solid, like visible line across.
Right.
The
I don't want
glasses.
to have a visible line. I mean,
but they are bifocals.
Yeah.
So
they're progressives.
You're wearing B. Franklin's.
Progressives. I would never have a bifocal until I really need them.
But
you're wearing bifocals,
and you're zoomed to level 50.
Yeah. Also, my brightness was not up nearly enough.
now. Okay, we've spent some
So
time.
you
on
never known this.
I didn't. I knew he zoomed in.
He's
but,
super zoom over there.
but I didn't know he wore bifocals. Yes, they are to be called
progressives.
Progressives.
But you're
Dual depths.
you haven't even like considered what being able to see in a third eye bird's view would do. No one's sneaking up on you.
No,
I
Ever.
don't want to see my bald spot, Mike. Come on. One of these things is awesome, and one of these things is, oh, crap. I'm in third-person view again. I mean, I would have to shave my head. Look, I'm falling apart physically.
This show is ripping you apart.
That's what I look like from the back.
Yeah, I don't want me in the picture, okay? Got to get it together first.
I can't figure the other than not being snuck up on within a small area, I can't think of the practical need for, like,
paintball?
the car.
Hide and seek.
The car has the they can give you the fake
some of them have
third-person
that.
view. That's very useful. But as a
so
person,
if you're walking backwards,
if
you
I'm
need to like walk
beep,
backwards without
beep.
looking and be like, let me go.
I'm taking the zoom. Final answer.
I mean, like just finding things. I think there's got to be other
finding
benefits.
things if they're on my back. What? How would finding things be easier in third person?
because you don't have to turn around.
I guess he's saying you can't see the whole room at once, which you can't do with your normal eyes.
Yeah, we're not birds, Jason.
Okay. All
Not
right.
pigeons.
See the whole room, yeah, at once.
But I'll take the zoom.
Also,
Yeah.
also, if there is a listener out there that can fix my eyes, let me know.
That's
Yeah,
not how it works.
Yeah.
Well, they can sort of.
I tried to get LASIK. My whatever's in the front of my eye is too small. I'm just a
Whatever
broken
is in
man.
the front of your
I don't know
eye?
what it's is. I don't know if that's the cornea or if that's the something else. My front eye part is
Did
too.
the doctor describe it as that?
They said the front eye
I'm
part.
sorry, Jason.
Your front eye part is too small.
Storm from Patreon. Would you rather only be able to take full 1-hour showers for the rest of your life,
Okay, sounds good.
or only be able to take strict 1-minute showers?
Okay, sounds bad. So I'm out.
But are you considering
have
the
to.
time applications here? Like, you got to get ready for work. There's 50 minutes until work, and you're going to be late.
I'm not
if
sure
you want
how.
to shower.
I'm not sure how it happened, but somehow this became the Jason Moore hour. This is ridiculous. There's 2 other people on this show, but having said that, Jason,
yes.
what is? You are legendary for your water wasting,
Right.
for your despising of the earth,
my decadence.
Ooh, that's a good word.
It is a good word.
Thank you.
Lavish.
But so you take a long shower.
Yes.
What is the shortest shower? Like, let's say you're going for just trying to do all the things that you actually have to do that aren't just stand in the shower or sit. I don't know what's going on in there. But what's that length of time?
6-7 minutes. I'm guessing. I mean, every time we pickleball and I come here and shower, I'm in and out pretty quick. That's my quick shower is 6-7 minutes. I don't think you can shower in a minute. I think you can rinse off.
I've done a minute shower.
Yeah, but every single shower, if every single one of your showers is a minute, you stink.
You
No. You got to go. You got to.
You're prepared.
Yeah, you're prepared, and you do hair and body at the same moment. It's
just
all together.
You just squirt a bunch of shampoo on your head, and that's your soap.
No, well, yeah, you could do that, but I'm saying I can put the soap in my hand before I turn the water on.
Oh, so it's just so there's a timer, and the water shuts off. You turn it on, and 60 seconds later it turns off.
As long as it's the perfect temperature right when you turn it on. That's not counting against my minute.
Yeah, that's not
I do have an important question.
That's not fair at all.
Do you wear your bifocals in the shower?
Only when I'm well, I will say this. Important answer.
Some objects are tough to see.
It sucks when we get a shampoo and conditioner bottle that are like the same color, the same everything. One just says shampoo, one says conditioner. I'm like, I'm sitting there literally holding this up like what is this?
So you don't wear them in the shower?
No, I don't wear them in the shower. They would fog up.
But you wear your watch in the shower.
Of course.
I used to.
That's just I don't want
You can't see it,
Wait,
though.
why is that weird? Why is that weird? If I wear my watch in the shower, it's just because I don't need to take it off. It's
before I had
waterproof.
LASIK, I had glasses for 20 years. I never didn't wear them in the shower. 100% of the time. I swam in the pool with them too.
What a weirdo!
Why would you?
I'm not the weirdo.
I'm the
here.
weirdo because I want to see.
You're the
You're
weirdo.
sitting here holding up a shampoo bottle an inch from your eyes.
I mean, what do you do when you're washing your hair? There's
the water washes off of your glasses.
I'm talking about like moving your. You can be like.
I feel like washing.
Do me a favor. Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Since we are, we're really informing one another's lives here with our routines. Next time, for 1 week, shower with your glasses.
Okay.
It will do nothing to your glasses to hurt them.
I will take a selfie of
no,
just the face because they're going to be so fogged up that I'm going to be wearing blindfolds in the shower.
They will not be fogged at all.
All right. We'll see.
So that's a promise, right?
That is a Owl. You're going to need to remind me when this episode releases to.
Hey, next time you're blind
out.
in the shower, you'll remember.
Okay, that's fair. So
all right.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. What's up, Spitwads? Do you know how much you are spending in subscriptions? This is a question that didn't used to be hard to answer, but now most Americans think that they spend around $80 a month, and the actual total's closer to $200 because why? Everything is a subscription nowadays, and if you don't know how much you're spending, you need to get Rocket Money. Trust me on this. Been a big fan of this company since well before they were a sponsor, formerly known as Truebill. It's a personal finance app. It finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, helps you lower your bills, all in one place. Like I said, 80% of people have subscriptions they have forgotten about, including yours truly. I got the Rocket Money app. It made life easy. I found a duplicate subscription. That's what I discovered and was able to cancel it. And they even have a team that helps you cancel it. So stop throwing your money away, cancel unwanted subscriptions, and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/ballers. That's rocketmoney.com/ballers. rocketmoney.com/ballers.
That's a great question.
Things only fog when water's not hitting them. Like the mirrors in your bathroom fog up because water's not constantly spraying on them. But if you're in the shower with your glasses, the water is constantly hitting you in the face and in the glasses.
He's making a strong point.
You're saying that it is easy to see out of your glasses when there's water hitting it.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to help you have a better life.
What about washing your face?
If you would like to remove them at that point, that's fine.
I would like to remove them at that point.
I consider all the water hitting my face the washing of my face. I don't generally exfoliate in the shower.
Well, you should try it.
Look like
Nice
you at
sugar-
the end?
Nice sugar scrub.
All right, that's a great question. Alex from the website. If you had to pick 1 hour of the day to be your favorite, which would it be?
Ooh, I like this question.
Yeah, that's I've never thought about that.
It is a great question.
I do know my favorite time of day is sunset.
Okay.
I don't know. There's just
Like 4 to 5, 5 to 6?
I mean, well, it depends on
That's fair.
where
That's
the Earth is in location to the sun. But yeah, like just when the sun's going down, the sky is coloring up. I don't know. There's a magical time there, and
the
like
day's not over, but it's
Yeah.
just kind of like it's
It's-
dusk.
yes, and like the heat is going away, but it reminds me of being a kid and like swimming in a pool.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And
My
so there's
parents
something
used to take
magical about
walks
it.
at that time of the day and drag us along, but I remember that. Like, that's a nice time. I think that would be my time.
I was tough
Really, you're not
between that
going
one
like 5 a.m.?
right in the morning.
No,
Which
I'm
I
is
not-
really
great.
not a joke or a jab. I thought you were going to go like that 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, that time when you get
When it's
your work done, you get your coffee.
Golden sun.
the most
Yeah.
caffeinated time of the day is right around there. But no, I think the best time of the day is the limelight.
Wait, is that where that word comes from?
Yeah. Oh man, now I'm
There's
gonna be
no
stupid.
way that's right.
I honestly don't know.
Um,
I would love to learn.
I think I'm going to go from 11 to midnight. I'm more of a
You're gonna
of
go
a
from
night-
11 to
It's
midnight.
I probably used the word completely wrong.
I thought Wait, is limelight like an entertainment thing?
Yeah, that's the like when you're the focus, you're in the limelight, and that's a light on a stage. That's not what I meant.
Well, you're in like
I think I meant just like the dusk,
the limelight of the sun.
what's another word for dusk?
Sunset?
Thesaurus.
Twilight.
Ah,
That's the
Ah,
word
that's
I was
right.
looking for, not
Okay.
limelight.
Okay.
it's a light.
There will be no light during my magic hour of the day because I was struggling between 10 to 11 or 11 to 12. I think I'm going to go.
There's a big difference for you.
There is, because sometimes I get sleepy around midnight, and I don't think I want to be sleepy during this, so maybe I'm going to shift. I'm going to go 10 to 11
Okay.
because I get much more done usually at night than in the morning.
What are you on a average day? What are you doing?
Well, on an average day, I'm probably at that point, if it's been, a work day, we get home, kids, dinner, tuck in, bedtime, homework, all that jazz, I'm putting on TV 10 to 11.
Okay,
That's
so
my usual.
On a not average day, what are you doing?
Well, like if I've got work to do, we run a business here. Whenever I've got a lot of, spreadsheet work or even if I've
Concentration
got
work,
yeah,
focus
concentration,
work,
focus work. That's when, in those hours, I can get a
Okay.
lot more done.
Okay.
My brain just works better later
At
than
night?
it does earlier.
We were just talking about this because we were working on some of the stuff for footballers together. I was like, oh, should we get in early tomorrow morning and really knock some of this out? And it's because for me, that exact focus time is 5 to 7 in the morning, and for him, it's 10 to midnight.
Yeah, I told him
And
I'll work on
He's
this
like,
late.
yeah, I got it tonight.
So, not the morning person.
Yeah. So, okay. So we answered that one, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Sergio from Patreon says, if all statues on Earth came to life and became hostile, which one would be the deadliest or scariest and the most difficult to destroy?
David. I mean, that would be a problem. Sheer size. Okay.
Yeah.
He's because he's humanoid, right?
Is that a big statue?
Yeah, I
How
think
big
so.
is David?
Let me find out for you.
He's 17
How
foot-
tall
How tall is
is
David?
David?
17 feet tall by 6.5 feet wide?
Right, yes, so he's yes, so the Statue of
The
David.
Statue of Liberty could kick David's butt.
Oh, I didn't think about the Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Oh man, all I was thinking was, I was just thinking about a human being
Right.
who is massive. Wait, does David? Is he not have an arm?
That's
No,
Venus
he's got
de
an arm.
Milo.
He's got an arm.
Venus de Milo is the
He's
one
got
that
it
has
all.
no arms.
Oh, yes, he does.
What about the
Oh man,
He's very in shape.
there's a Statue of Unity in India that's the largest, and there's 3 bigger than Statue of Liberty.
Wait, what?
Yeah, there's 3 bigger humanoids. The Motherland Calls in Russia has a sword. That seems like the most dangerous one.
What?
Now, what about the Mount Rushmore. They're not very mobile, even if they come to life.
What, are they going to roll at you?
No, but I mean, what are you going to do to that I mean, he'd just eat you as you try to get near him.
They can't catch you.
What about the Sphinx?
No nose.
Oh, dude, what are we talking about? Abe Lincoln.
Oh.
I mean, he's a scrappy, lanky fighter.
Yeah.
He was a wrestler for real.
Yes. For the Washington D.C. one?
Yeah, exactly. He'd get up out that chair, and now he'd have a giant chair he could swing around like a wrestler.
Oh.
Abe Lincoln's statue is, if he was standing, which they've figured out,
right,
he would be 28 feet tall.
Oh,
that's devastating.
Whoop David.
Yeah,
All
and
right.
he'd be wearing clothes, so there'd be that.
That would be helpful. That would be.
We're moving on.
That's the problem.
Rhonda from the website. In the book about your life, what is the name of the chapter you are currently in?
Oh.
What is the name of the previous chapter?
That I'm in right now?
Yeah, what's the name of the chapter you're in right now, and what's the name of the previous chapter?
I want to know what the next chapter is going to be called.
That's not the question, Jason.
No, I'm just following up and saying that's what I'm curious about.
Okay.
The previous chapter would be called Sleepless in Parentville.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How long is a chapter of your life?
That's a good question.
That is.
I think that needs to be defined.
5 years?
Yeah, it's funny because when I
I
look
guess
at
that wouldn't be the yeah.
when I think about like the chapters of my life, if I were to just
How
say
long
that
are you going to live? Then I'll answer that question.
If I was just going to say like think about and section up the different chapters in my life, they're probably way bigger than 5 years. You know what I mean? Like we've been doing this business for 6-7 years.
Have I mentioned I run a business yet?
Yes,
I'm just saying, and then before that, we worked together for like 8 years. I feel like those
in
are
a
different.
business.
I'm an entrepreneur.
Okay, my apologies for describing my life on the question of my life, but those are like completely different chapters. And so, if you were to say 5 years, every 5 years, I don't know that that's a new like. Are things that
feel
different?
like this.
Well, I mean, it'd be like a year when you were as a kid through about 18. A chapter feels like it would be every 2 years.
That's
or
fair.
a year because you got getting a job, getting your driver's license, graduating from high school, getting a girlfriend, whatever the case may be.
So the chapters just get longer?
The chapters get longer the older you get. It's
they
like the Harry Potter books. They're really short at first, and then the last books are huge.
Do they get shorter at the end? Do the chapters get smaller and smaller? Like
a bell curve type of a thing?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, maybe.
Like that's when it's like this was the dentures chapter.
Right. The bifocal chapter. Is that the one you're in right now?
You're already, yeah.
Progressive. I'm not quite to bifocals yet.
Right.
That's what the name of my next chapter is.
Mike, what's
my next chapter is going to be called My New Business.
I feel like so I was going to say the beginning of our run as the footballers would probably be the chapter, but I feel like there's at least
the one you're in now.
Yeah,
so we're still at the beginning.
No, because I think we're in the second chapter of
that.
Yeah, so the previous chapter, so the beginning of the podcast and all that stuff. I think you could title that.
Because that's like job transition.
Yeah, but it's so we're making the podcast now.
Ooh.
And people are like, but what do you do for a living?
Okay.
I think that's the name of my chapter.
What do you do for a living?
No, it's
what
do you do for a living?
But how do you make money?
I feel like, popular, sometimes you come up with like popular phrases or famous quotes or something that can be a chapter title. I'm going to go with my last chapter title, the beginning of the footballers. No, I'm going to go with Young, Scrappy, and Hungry. As the previous.
That's a good title.
And now
more
it's
like
Old Fed and Full. Old Fed and Full is the current chapter.
Okay.
You're not just fed. You're full.
That's right.
All right. Will from Twitter. What is the difference between a house, a home, and a mansion? Is it features? Is it size? Is it both? Help! And we are this is one of our strengths. We know the difference between things.
Yeah, I mean, a home doesn't have a staff,
Well, yeah, a mansion doesn't have to have a staff.
You can have a mansion without a
100%.
staff.
You can, yeah.
You can. But you know what you can't have a home without?
A heart.
A heart.
That's okay.
So a home, unless your heart, in which metaphorically,
You mean a physical heart?
it could be physical as well. Once someone's heart resides in that house.
But what does that mean?
Like, that means your heart's in a box somewhere in this house.
Oh.
You have to literally have it outside of your body?
Or somebody else's heart.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's easier.
See, I don't think this is the real difference.
What do you think the real difference is?
I mean, I think the generic answer is that the home is a place that's like of warmth and like it's like, you know how people move into a new place and then they go,
And it's your house.
It just doesn't feel like home yet.
Yeah.
What makes it feel like home
But
is it time.
But they say you can never go home.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
You can never go home?
That's what they say to prisoners.
Right, on
that's
death
rough.
row. Sorry, sir.
No,
but remember,
that's an actual saying. Is
You can never go home.
You can never go home, which is implying of like you grow up, you have all these nostalgic feelings tied to the place where you grew up, and once you leave and you come back, it's the same place, but it's not.
I feel like this is really all about love, right? A house is where you live that you don't like.
Okay.
A home
It's just a
is where
structure.
you move in that you love. And a mansion is when you move in and everyone else hates you. This is all about love and hate. That's my barometer.
Now, I know, Mike, your parents still live in the house you grew up in.
Yes.
Now, Jason, you don't. Your parents don't live in the house you grew up in.
No, we moved around a lot. Always, around the same area, not like, around the country or globe, but we had several homes growing
So
up.
if I said, what's your childhood home, would you even have one?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Without a doubt.
And, Mike, when you go back to your parents' house, does that home nostalgia take over? Do you ever have what is your room? What is your childhood room now?
Is now my father's gym.
Oh, okay.
They have no, it's strange because they've been there for
It's a long time.
like 30 years or so. We moved into that home when I was in first grade, and I'm nearly 40 now. So whatever the math is, it's got to be at least 30 years. And they have since, upgraded things, and they decide. This is my parents. Once both me and my sister have moved out of the home, they're like, you know what we should do? Let's redo the backyard. Let's put a pool in.
Let's make it
And
amazing.
I'm like, what are you
Wait,
doing?
you didn't have that pool growing
No,
up?
I did not have that pool when I was
For
growing
your
up.
whole childhood, you had no pool?
They made it for themselves.
They're selfish.
Oh, man. Empty,
Selfish monsters.
How
empty
long-
nesting pool.
How long till they
right
converted
away.
both of your rooms to something useful for themselves?
Well,
Like don't come back.
after I called them selfish monsters, I did have to move back in with my parents.
Got to use that pool.
And the pool was there. I tricked them good.
No good. I'm out of here.
But when I moved back in, then I was in the sewing room because
Oh.
my room had already been overtaken.
Oh,
So-
really? So they did not wait
So the
around.
answer to when did my room get converted was very rapidly.
As he was packing, they had the tape measure out. They were measuring for furniture.
I moved out for 3 hours.
Already had a pool table in there. All right, I think we nailed that one. Can a mansion ever become a home?
Yes, certainly. But you have to have a second
Do you have to be
story.
raised in it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right.
But second story. That's my if you have to have a second story.
For
And
a mansion?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That's my rule. And
Okay.
at least 8 visible windows from the front.
Oh, 8.
Yes.
Okay.
At least.
But you don't need a staff.
No. Well, Brooks, do you have a staff at your mansion?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
right,
you do
yeah.
need a
Well,
staff.
yeah,
But he's in a castle.
we
to
really
be fair,
should-
He's more of a castle. All right, it's time to draft.
The Spitballers Draft.
All right. Well, we are drafting the best space movies. There are a lot of them. And Jason gets the very first pick.
Lucky you.
Now, I know that Jason is in a bit of a position here. He has the very first pick in the draft. I know that his heart is in war
Yeah.
because he
actually,
could win the draft. He thinks there are picks that make
you have
him
a
more.
pick that's so strong, you think you can win with it?
Well, there are picks that are more poll heavy.
Yeah, so here's the reality for me.
And then there's being
I
integrious.
love space movies. Like I really really love sci-fi. sci-fi action space movies, like that's my jam. When I'm allowed to just watch a movie by myself, that's what I'm always looking for first. That's my go-to. That's my primary. So there's a lot of things I love, but I think a lot of the movies that I love are going to be more me specific. I know there's one, Mike, we already talked about it, that I'm doubting it comes back to me. It's excellent. But there's a lot of those type of movies. So I feel like to play the game here, I need to go with another movie that I do love that would never, ever get back to me. And it is also a great poll winner because we'll take a Star Wars. This is space movies.
Which one?
Yeah.
I knew you guys were going to
There are a lot of Star Wars
There
movies.
are. I assume we're not going to be able to draft multiple Star Wars movies,
You can
right?
feel free.
Well, you can feel free. I'm grabbing one. Oh, I can? I'll take all of them.
No, but one at a time.
I'm going to go Empire Strikes Back. I
Dang
would say
it.
that's the...
I was hoping that would sneak for my first pick.
So if I had taken a different one, you would have drafted Empire Strikes Back?
Yeah.
1,000%.
All right. Well, there you go. Well,
because that's
yeah, that is the one.
There's a dirty secret about the Star Wars, the trilogy movies, and it's that I really like Star Wars. They're okay.
They're not all great.
and like because I had gone and I did a full rewatch with the kids, getting them introduced to it, and I remember texting my friends like as I'm rewatching New Hope, going, "Oh no, guys, are these movies bad? Like, what is happening here?"
Well, you're really ruining my ability to pick New Hope second because I think
it's definitely a poll winner. My point was simply like once I got to Empire, it was yeah, here we go.
Now I remember why it was,
back, baby. But yeah, go ahead, draft New Hope.
Well, I was about to, but the hard part is, yeah, I had New Hope and Empire Strikes Back on my list, and I was hoping you would take the first one, but
I did.
There's an no, you took the second one.
Well, sure, chronologically.
Do you know what episode number it is?
Yeah, that should be 5, right?
Okay. All right, just checking.
He's always after you, man.
I know.
What, Fortnite over here? Yes, I'm after him.
Man, that was like
fair.
2 years ago.
Yeah, you'll never live it down.
There is how good the movie is, but there's also groundbreaking nature to a lot of space movies, things that had never been done. When you talk about sequels and you talk about, some sequels are better than the first one, but the first one had a bigger cultural impact when it came out. So, but you put me in a tough position because I feel like I'm just chasing Star Wars if I go with New Hope here.
You would be, but you're welcome to do it.
So I'm actually going to... There are so many classics, but I'm going to take one that I'm just afraid I won't get later in the draft. Maybe it doesn't belong here at number 2, but I know what can come back to me, so I'm going to take Interstellar.
Dang!
See,
I knew that one would not come. That's on my list, and I know it's like Mike's, if it's not his
That's
favorite.
my jam, man.
I know. And with you having 2 picks, I was just too concerned that you would take it with one of the 2, and I know some of the other ones I like are going to get back to me, so... Interstellar is a great.
You made the correct choice.
It's a great movie. It's so good.
Interstellar is fabulous. I have not left very many movies where it sticks with you so strongly to the point of I bought the Science of Interstellar book, and I had to pre-order it.
It bends your mind.
I had to wait for this thing because they as much as we can, because I mean, they're talking about really hypothetical stuff out there like black holes and things, but they actually tried to get the science as accurate as possible as we know it right now. The movie is tremendous.
Yeah, it is great. I haven't seen it in too long.
Oh, fire!
I need to
get
watch
ready
that
to
again.
weep, my friend.
Yeah.
It's a great movie. All right, Mike, you are on the clock for 2 space movie picks.
All right,
and I will just clean up after you.
Yeah, I mean it. There's not really a game to be played on this one. Maybe one pick in particular, but so I'm just going to take movies that I love, and since Empire did not make it to me, I'm going to start it off. We'll go with a quirky one, one that when I saw the preview, I said, "What in the heck is this movie?" And I'm a superhero guy, but Guardians of the Galaxy is the watchability of this movie. It's one of those like
might as well be Parks and Rec. You could just throw it on over and over and over and over.
You can be flipping channels and Guardians pops on. You're like, oh, we're an hour and a half in. Great. We're 20 minutes in. Great.
And the second movie wasn't anything like that. The first one because the music's integrated.
Yes.
Because of how fun the movie is. It's the definition of a fun,
Yes.
great space movie.
The
Yes.
first one is superior for sure, but I really
Yes,
enjoyed the second one. I can watch the second one over and over too.
I did really like the second one, but the first one's better. Very, very excited for number 3, whenever that comes out in the next couple years.
Are they bringing back, like, was it James Gunn?
I think so.
Whoever did the first one, I think, is coming back for the third.
I believe so. I believe he's in there. So then with my second pick, oh, man, I have no idea. I have no idea what's going to make it back and what will not. But now do I just hurt Andy?
Yeah, I mean, he got your Interstellar.
I'm not that worried.
You're not that worried?
No, I mean, I know what one you might be thinking
Yeah,
of.
all right. I won't pick just to harm. I'm going to take a really impactful movie. And look, dude, I mean, it's got one of the GOATs. It's got Mr. T. Hanks in there.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to take Apollo 13,
Great movie.
baby.
I just assumed this would be Andy's pick
No.
at some point. It is on my list. It's a great movie.
This thing, back when you, like, I mean, the story is fantastic, but the fact that when you were a kid and you saw this, and they shot it in the vomit comet or whatever, but so that when they're in space, they are actually not on strings, but they are essentially in zero gravity. When I was a kid, my little brain just was exploding as they tried to figure all this stuff out. So I'm taking Apollo 13.
It was on the list. I'm going to go with the Empire Strikes Back choice here in the series, but I'm going to take Aliens.
Oh, interesting. Why
Yeah,
would you take the second one?
Because I think it was a little bit better. It follows the sequel. Like, it had more action to it. It had a little bit more development. They had, it had Bill Paxton. So
Yeah. Paul Reiser's in that one too,
I think
right?
it's generally, yeah, I think so. And it's generally the more appreciated of the two. Like, most people have that as their favorite. I think I like it a little bit more. But it's like the whole thing of, like, it was a brand new concept with Alien, but then Aliens is a little bit more revered.
In my head, I mean, I know a couple differentiators like Bill Paxton stuff, but for the most part, those two movies are just one giant conglomeration.
That's the
in my
sign
memory.
of a great series, by the way. That's how Back to the Future used to be for me too. I couldn't remember
Which movie was what?
where certain parts of certain movies were, and Indiana Jones even, like, some of the great trilogies do that.
That's what was so weird about Back to the Future 3. Is like I
'Cause they go to the West.
can't keep 1 and 2 apart in my mind. There's all these, but then it's like, or we go to the Wild West.
Yeah,
They wanted to make a Western, man.
Hey, that's fine. They did it. All right, I am on the clock. I didn't put Aliens on my list. I knew that would be like a super popular one. I never got into it. Let me put it this way. I think I've seen it. Like, I'm pretty sure I've seen it.
Game over, man. Game over.
But I don't know for sure that I have. Maybe that one was just a little too old for me and wasn't quite the Star Wars popularity that made me rewatch it.
What was fabulous? I did Prometheus when that came out.
Oh, yeah.
Went and saw that in the theater, which we were like just talking about 3D movies, but like Prometheus in 3D was actually
A better experience?
And it was an experience.
Oh, okay.
Because they built it for 3D. But it's funny because that's like it's in the Alien universe.
Yeah.
But so I watched that and it's like, man, I need to watch Alien. So I go back and I watch Alien and just the hilarity of the tech in Prometheus, and this movie
so much better.
This movie takes place like just after Alien.
Right.
You're like, why is the tech running on an Atari? It's very
All right.
funny.
Okay, man, there are so many space sci-fi movies here that I love. I'm going to go. All right, the first one I'm gonna go with is Total Recall because it is an absolute classic.
I let it go back to you.
I appreciate it. We had talked about it earlier, whether or not it was a space movie. I mean, it is.
I hate to say it, I've never seen the movie.
Dude, it's so
Wait,
so
that's
good.
the one. No, I watched it on a plane. You guys made me watch it.
Yes.
Never mind. That's Schwarzenegger, right?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Oh, I did. I have seen that movie.
It is Total Recall is peak 1980s action.
Was that 80s?
It had like
It might have been like
it might have been early
90s.
90s, but you know, like how when a decade is just transferring over, I'm saying the
1990 on the dot.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
of like it had the 80s vibes of there's just certain things that they did in 80s action movies, specifically collateral damage of people who should not be involved in the fight at all.
Yeah.
We don't do that anymore in action movies, but in the 80s,
Oh yeah.
it didn't matter. All bystanders are
Doomed.
are in danger at all times.
But that movie has always stuck with me. So many lines that come from that, so many thoughts. And it had an incredible ending. It was one of those movies that like that was like the first movie I watched where I was like, whoa. At the end I was like, what do I think the ending is?
So what happened? What happened at the end of Total Recall to you?
I think it was real.
Okay.
I think it was real. All right, that's a great movie. The other one that I think this would come back to me. I don't think either of you would take it, but I will be crushed if either of you did, so I'm not going to allow it. I'm just going to take the one that I absolutely want. It's Serenity. I
was going to be so upset at you because I'm not going to draft it, but if you didn't, Mr. Firefly, draft it.
Oh, man.
That's the movie from
Yes.
I was
series.
going to crush you if you didn't take it.
Rightfully so, and I didn't even wait for last because I couldn't go without Serenity. That movie and that series, so unbelievably good. If you haven't watched Firefly, watch it.
I have not.
It's a quick. You would love it. Just watch. It's super quick because it's only one season.
How much is different from the season and the movie?
It's actually incredible what they did.
I thought it like bled together.
It kind of like they mixed and matched. Like some of it was the same and some of it was completely different. Even storylines of like what the main arc is, like some of it was the same, but things were completely different. It was like a brand new story using what they liked from the show.
So Jason has Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Total Recall, and Serenity. Mike's
Great
got
list.
Guardians and Galaxy and Apollo 13, and I'm sitting here with Interstellar and Aliens.
It's not bad.
And just in case Mike gets the impulse to destroy me in his future picks, I will take The Fifth Element. You talk about a movie, like you just said, like Guardians.
Corbin, my man.
Corbin. There are just something about Fifth Element fits the mold like Guardians does, where you could watch it 1,000 times and it's got enough to it. Big bada boom.
Fifth Element.
I just love that movie. It's the music is awesome. The fight scenes are awesome.
Just the settings, all of the costuming, like it's great. But when I saw it in the theater, I was like, what? It didn't work. I did not get
Gary
it.
Oldman is the bad guy.
And it's talked about a lot, but whatever. So we'll mention it on here. But just how crazy it is that the protagonist and the antagonist never actually meet in the movie.
They never meet.
No, there's like a brief moment where they almost catch each other in the hallway of the hotel spaceship.
I remember that. Yeah,
but they never actually meet.
That's incredibly cool.
It's like this weird, quirky story thing that they have in
and
there.
it had so much like nuanced sci-fi stuff where like
it's a great universe.
Yeah, so I have to take it because it's a classic that I love and a great space movie. So.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I like it.
Final two picks for Mike,
and I know what I'm going with. I know what there's one that's like a type of a poll winner, but I'm not going to draft it because I don't truly like it. But we're going to start off these back-to-back picks with we're going to go with an animated movie, my friends.
Oh, interesting.
Okay.
We're going with WALL-E.
Yeah. Makes sense.
WALL-E is a masterpiece from start to finish. And you have a movie where I don't even know, it's like the first 25 to 30 minutes of the movie doesn't even have dialogue. They're just able to tell this story with this robot on the deserted Earth before he eventually meets Eva. And then,
so there is dialogue in the movie.
Yes.
I think I quit about 30 minutes in.
It's like a museum to Jason.
Get out of here,
Right.
Jason. You've seen WALL-E.
I have seen the first 30 minutes of WALL-E.
You are a clown.
Get
Clown.
body.
You haven't seen the whole of WALL-E? Are you doing a shtick for the show?
So
or you really haven't seen WALL-E?
I didn't want to bring this up, but I'm a man for the people here because this paints me in a
Your
very
dream
poor
is
light.
to be the people in WALL-E.
That part was great. That part was fantastic. But no, I was super bored, and I just assumed there's no words the whole movie, so I went on and did something else.
That is
Yeah.
unbelievable.
I ain't looking for any of these picture shows. I get regular full movies nowadays.
Oh, man.
WALL-E is a masterpiece.
WALL-E is your pick, Mike. It's all yours.
The story, visually, it is incredible. And from one masterpiece of the animated genre, and we're going right to another masterpiece of the comedic genre.
Oh, okay.
We're taking Spaceballs, baby, because it's one of my favorites, and I can watch Spaceballs over and over.
Your Schwartz is as big as mine.
I can this is one of those comedies where you can hit play, and I could probably recite like
That's so.
80
I didn't
to
realize
90%.
you loved it that much.
Oh my gosh, man, it's so good. That is peak Mel
Darth
Brooks.
Helmet?
Yeah,
Or Dark
Helmet. But it is peak Mel Brooks before the jokes
slapstick
start. Yeah, and I love slapstick, but like the later Mel Brooks, I mean, they're still very, very funny, but they're just they're recycled jokes.
You got used to it.
Let's comb the desert. You remember that?
Yeah, of course I remember. But that was like before the jokes had started fully recycling themselves, and it was the first time you'd seen them. Oh my goodness, Spaceballs, and it still holds up.
It's on my list.
It's one of the best satires of all time.
All right. Well, I'll keep it nice and boring. But look, this was going to be probably the first pick off for me before Jason stole Empire. But I'll go New Hope. I'll take Star Wars: A New Hope to close out my draft. I still
probably
think
should be taken.
It's very, very close to Empire Strikes Back, and that universe, those movies, so much better than those later ones that they came out with. So. At least the first three. Or I guess you'd call them, episode 1, 2, 3.
I like 7 through 9. I get like
7 through 9 are much better.
And I get that 7 is just New Hope redone.
Yeah.
Don't care. It was awesome. It was awesome.
Sure.
And then you have the big turn in the middle of the movie, which no one saw coming. It was fantastic. And then Rise of Skywalker is that is an Empire's greatness type of a movie. And I know that some
people felt that way about the third.
No, that people.
Oh, you're thinking Phantom Menace.
Episode 3.
Yeah, but people gave number 2 so much crap that they changed a bunch of stuff.
Sure.
For number 3, and I get the ending for 9, technically 9, but and it's very unsatisfying at the end. But I still find them enjoyable.
All right, so Mike's final team: Guardians, Apollo 13, Wall-E, and Spaceballs. Jason has Star Wars: Empire Strikes Back, Total Recall, Serenity, and one final pick. Then I'm with Interstellar, Aliens, Fifth Element, and Star Wars: A New Hope. Jason, close us out.
Whew, so many good options. I could go Galaxy Quest, which I do love.
It's Tim Allen.
Galaxy Quest. I just showed that to my kids.
I actually
Holds up. It's
genuinely
great.
love it. It's not going to make the cut. And then I'm really between two. The other one that's not going to make the cut, which I love, is Stargate. That movie was phenomenal.
It's not even on my list.
No, I don't. I mean, it's not like a current, modern, popular movie by any means. I'm going to go with one that I think when this movie came out, I was like, that is an awful movie. Like, this was really not that great.
Was it because you were too young for it?
I don't think I was too young. I think I was just kind of not watching it to just enjoy it. You know those movies where it's like... it's a popcorn, but you were expecting more? Yeah, I was expecting... I wanted like some cinematic masterpiece, and so I was like too snooty. And then I watched it... Oh, yes. Over and over and over. I've probably seen this movie 50 times because it's another one where if it's just on, I'll be like, you have my attention. You're just fun to watch. And it's Armageddon, baby.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I mean... That cast, it's just fun. It's not a great movie. I'm not up here standing on a soapbox being like, Armageddon's one of the greatest
Who made Armageddon
movies of all time. Who made Armageddon?
It's not Schumacher. Because
Bruckheimer?
Was it a Bruckheimer?
Michael Bay.
Michael Bay. Okay, that's yeah.
Slow-mo.
Well, it's slow-mo. Like everything is in
melodramatic.
Everything is in, like you have just quick cuts all over the place. Like they're like, hold on, Michael.
Oh, Bruckheimer too.
Should we slow down and have more story? There's no time. There's no time. We must get to the next.
That was
scene.
Bruckheimer and Michael Bay.
Oh yeah, baby.
Directed by Michael Bay, produced by Jerry Bruckheimer.
Man. You know what you get when that happens? You get Armageddon.
You do.
Just.
All right. Well, a couple that didn't make the cut that were close. You could have gone Alien, the first one.
Alien was on my list.
Gravity's a great movie. Like
it's very solid.
I thought that was outstanding.
It's solid.
It was overrated.
It might have been overrated. And then Arrival. Did you guys see Arrival?
With Charlie Sheen?
No. The more recent one with.
Did they remake it?
I think I did see Arrival
with Amy Adams.
Amy Adams. Yeah, that movie's outstanding.
I did see that one. It was.
You have not seen Arrival?
Okay. It was like Contact to me. Like
94% Rotten Tomatoes. You should check it out.
Okay.
Did you guys like Contact?
No, it was too.
Oh, no.
It was too. I understand why you're comparing those two.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
Contact-
Contact was a little too. Like you could have said that about Interstellar. Some people might not have liked Interstellar for the same reason.
Right.
Overcomplicated, a little long.
But at least in Interstellar, they didn't have everything building up to this particular climax, and then the machine they spend
Not
the whole
deliver.
movie it gets destroyed. And they're like, "Don't worry, we've secretly been building a second one that you had no idea we were doing." That is garbage. That is
Yeah.
absolute garbage. On my list, have you guys ever seen Sunshine?
I never saw that.
Sunshine
No.
is like one of these indie movies that is
Pretty
like,
good.
It is very, very legit. The movie I was referencing that it's like a poll winner, 2001,
Oh,
Space
sure.
Odyssey.
You know what? I finally
It's-
watched that for the first time. Brooks had recommended it when I was sick.
And
Oh
you-
wait, I recommended Close Encounters of the Third
That's
Kind.
the one.
Oh, okay.
I always
Okay.
confuse those two. Sorry, Close Encounters is the one I watched, and it was good.
I feel like Brooks is more of a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy type of guy.
Which, you know what's better? The book.
Oh,
yeah.
come on.
But then to close on my list, Independence Day is on here.
Oh wow,
Just in
that's
case.
like. I guess Independence Days would count.
So I didn't put Independence Day on mine because
they're fighting on Earth.
it wasn't really a space
Yeah.
movie, even though it dealt with aliens. And if you had drafted it, totally allowed, but it was off mine for that reason.
and then
Armageddon wasn't really a space movie
They
either.
Yeah, it is.
literally
Oh,
are
yeah, yeah.
traveling
Yeah.
and working
They're definitely in space.
space.
Well, in Independence Day, they fly up to the mothership,
but
and
a lot
they do
of
bunch
of
stuff.
Armageddon takes place in space more
Yeah.
than
Well,
Independence Day.
Okay, maybe a little
And
bit.
then
more.
my final shout out, much like Sunshine, another independent movie. If you have not seen it, I fully recommend Moon.
yeah,
I've
that's
heard
another.
You recommend that before. I have not seen
That
it.
looked a little
It's
creepy.
It is. Well, that's the whole point. It's very bizarre.
Do you guys remember Red Planet with Val Kilmer?
Oh my goodness, yeah. Like the robot goes crazy.
Why don't you guys take The Martian?
Yeah, I mean
It was all right.
Mars
It
is
was
cool.
all I do like Mars. I love a
Mars
good
is
Mars
neat.
story.
Nah, damn.
Ghosts of Mars.
What did we learn today?
That Jason hasn't seen Wall-E, and it's ridiculous.
I've seen some of it. I learned that the
is a-
statue of
it
David
is
is
one of-
very big.
Don't stop this again.
You ruined mine. I was gonna say David's not the biggest compared to
Oh,
all the others
Abe
out there.
Lincoln.
Abe Lincoln's taller statue.
Yeah.
A much taller statue. Never know what this show's going to bring your way. Thanks for listening, staying with us.
Goodbye.
There'll be another episode soon.
Thanks for listening to the Spitballers podcast. To see what other nonsense the guys are up to, check out SpitballersPod.com.